I really am shocked that Mattel waited so long to release Cave Mater because they really hyped up that Dino episode in Cars on the Road. Definitely made it seem like it was going to be something way more than it ended up being. And they really just put a big effort to kind of try to merchandise that one the most with the big Roland Chomp Dino. And of course, the McDonald's toys they had Cave Mater McQueen in them in that little series. I don't know, they did them as mini racers, like first off, right off the bat. It just seems kind of weird that they waited so long to do the full size Cave Mater as a 155 scale diecast. They didn't wait that long, but long enough, like early 2024. I don't know. I feel like that was kind of a long time. The show came out in late 2022, and for such a recognizable variant of the main character of the show, one of the two main characters, how do you wait that long? I don't know. Like, it's really not that long, all things considered. I'm just surprised they didn't do them on the Cars on the Road packaging style and everything like they had going in 2022 and 3. Would have looked so much better than this, on the Red Riders background, but whatever. That's a topic for, I guess, another day. I just want to focus on the car itself today, of course, that being Cave Mater, who looks absolutely phenomenal. This may end up being my favorite Mater variant of all time. I'm not kidding. It might actually be because it's so darn cool looking. It's really unique and it's just all metal. So there's, just so much more weight to them when you hold them. So it's just a really, really cool car. And I'm so happy they finally decided to release them. Now, they first released them in 2024 singles case D, but this one is from the second case of 2025 singles case P, which I just found actually at the store the other day. So yeah, I hope that you guys are excited for this video. Of course, welcome on back to the Cars Garage. I have been waiting to do this one for a long time. I really should have just bought this guy online, but I don't know. I didn't because I wanted to find him in a store, I guess. I just figured that he won't end up being rare. They'll probably be releasing him, next year and the year after, so I have time to just wait, and hopefully he ends up being in a half count case that I find in a store. And that's why I didn't find him in 2024, because he was in no half count cases. Luckily, in 2025, he is in the half count version of Case P. Second case of the year, so that's cool. Really nice artwork. We saw it before this release, though, because, of course, they put it on the packaging for the Dino, the big Roland Chomp Dino, the T-Rex, of course, that they did in late 2022. Looks really cool, though. Just not on this packaging style. I mean, it just doesn't really match the vibe Cave Mater is giving off at all. So I don't like that, but whatever. Still very cool. On the back, we have as seen in Cars on the Road, because of course that's where he appears at in the Dino Park episode. We have Logan Gearsaw, Barney Cones, Margaret Motorway, Cryptid Buster, Lightning McQueen, Nile Speedcone, and Road Trip Mater. So yeah, how did they do a second version of Road Trip Mater? Car that nobody cares about. He looked the exact same when they first did him. Then they just raised up his suspension, changed his expression. It's like, what? How do you do both of those before such a notable new variant of Mater from the show? Doesn't make sense to me. But whatever, I have two of this guy. I got this one online, actually from Goderich, Ontario, so just about 3 hours north of where I'm at. And I found one, I believe it was in Amherstburg. So yeah, that's cool. The one I found in Amherstburg is up on the wall because it's in perfect condition. This one, it's actually in pretty good condition too, but a little bit damaged on the bottom, so I'm going to crack him open, and we'll see how he looks. I'm so excited to do this, guys. It is pretty funny when you think about how the size differs from each different dino car from Cars on the Road. I mean, you have the very, very small ones like the Pitstoposaurus. You have just the medium-sized ones like Lightning McQueen. And then you have the super big ones, fully made of metal, very hefty, like Cave Mater, the Westphalanthropus, and the Quadratorchosaur. Very, very cool that they really are trying to, keep them as accurate as possible in terms of their sizing and the scaling of them, I guess you would call it. It's just very, very cool that they look so great, and they're all like Mater. I know why he is, because he's Mater. Obviously, they're not going to scale him down, but I'm surprised that they didn't scale down the Quadratorchosaur a little more, or the Westphalanthropus maybe a little more. Even though, I mean, he really is just the size of Fillmore. I don't know. He just has this really big, monstrous dinosaur-like appearance, and it's really cool. I like it a lot. Either way, though, yeah, today we're focusing on Cave Mater. I actually just reviewed the West Philanthropist though not very long ago, like maybe a few weeks ago, I think. So if you want to check that video out, please do. I didn't bother bringing in Big Daddy Dino today just because I ended up putting him in storage because I didn't think I'd find a second cave mater this soon. And then I don't know, I just didn't bother bringing him back. I got the little Daddy Dino in the back there for you if you just need your big old dino fix. But anyways, I'll show you where he appears at in the episode now. Obviously in the dream sequence, Mater and McQueen both obviously, transform into cave cars. And Mater is the one that has to rescue Lightning McQueen because McQueen is just very curious about the T Rex, but then he, tries to eat him, of course. And Mater has to go save him. And then the Spinal Crank Shafter Rex comes in. He grabs him, and then they're all just like falling off the cliff. And Mater uses his big old rock tow hook to save McQueen, but we never really find out if he saved them or not because that's where the dream ends and Mater wakes up. So I don't know. I guess we'll never know. But that episode definitely feels a lot like a Mater's Tall Tale episode, and I was all here for it. I thought it was really cool how they did that because even though it wasn't like the story element, like Mater wasn't telling the story, he was almost like being told the story because he was dreaming, and of course. But I just thought it was really cool. I just absolutely love Mater's expression though here. One of the best Mater expressions in a long time, and we've had some cool ones actually. I think every Cars on the Road Mater looks really cool in terms of the expression and just in terms of everything. But yeah, like President Mater, I love his expression. I really do love Cryptid Buster Mater's expression. Even just Road Trip Mater has a really cool expression. And then the Road Rumbler Mater, well, he does have a cool expression, but they just botched his eyelids. So luckily they didn't do that here. With Cave Mater, his eyelids look very nice and dark. Plus, they actually get darker because of the shadow effect that this thing kind of leaves, the big old forehead. Classic caveman forehead there. Very cool though. He does have a plastic eye plate. I think everything else is metal for the most part, except for like the log here, acting as his bumper. That is so cool. A log bumper held on with vines. That is just so darn cool. The entire tow cable section, it's all like bamboo wood pieces and vines all kind of like held together, and then there's a big old rock at the end for the tow hook. Obviously all this is like a harder rubber, kind of like plastic of sorts, but that's to be expected. It looks good, and definitely does the trick. I can't tell honestly if this top part, the head up here, and like the forehead part too, is plastic or metal. I cannot tell, but I put my finger on it, and I don't know. I don't really feel a difference, but I don't know. Like, does it feel cool to the touch? Kind of, actually. So I don't know. I can't really tell, but I don't know. It doesn't even like. Actually, maybe it doesn't kind of like shimmer in the light as much. So yeah, it probably is plastic, but either way, you can almost barely tell. So good job on that, Mattel. Definitely looks nice. The whole headpiece area. I don't know why they needed to make it a separate plastic piece. Even if it's metal, why they needed to make it a separate metal piece, I'm not sure. But either way, it doesn't really change the look at all. So that's cool. He does have these little cube-like rocks on top of him, and obviously those are kind of supposed to be like his headlamps. Very cool. Everything is just obviously prehistoricified, and it's just really really cool. Instead of having actual tires made of whatever tires are made of, rubber and air, I guess. Well, they're rocks. It's very cool. Everything is a rock. Anything that is potentially something else, it's going to be a rock with these cave cars or vines or sticks or something that can only exist just in the natural world. Obviously, very very cool. I love how it's like he has a spear going through him for like each of the hubcaps there, and then you can just assume it like kind of like follows through this big long spear, and it's all hidden, but they actually kind of detailed it here. It's like the vines are connecting it, so that's really cool. Let's take a look at this base. It is T41 for the date stamp. Completely green base. Was not expecting that. That's cool. I mean, every little aspect of them is just very different than just your typical Mater. I love all the green, and he does have a very nice matte finish. Very, very like nice to the touch. So that's cool. But all the green coming through, it's not even like paint. It looks more like moss or ivy or something like that. And this isn't even really rust because it's like, is it really paint? I don't know. I mean, I guess it could still be paint, but they didn't really have paint invented back then, so that wouldn't really make a lot of sense. But then again, this is a dream, so it doesn't matter all that much. But they definitely did a good job. And it's funny how this whole back section looks to be raised up, and there's no like little lip there. So it's like things would just fall out. Mater definitely wouldn't be able to rock this truck bed in the modern day world of cars, that's for sure. But yeah, everything looks really, really cool. The rock tow hook doesn't like come out or anything to tow McQueen, and I don't really think you'd be able to tow McQueen with it, even if you tried. This McQueen doesn't have the holes anyways. But yeah, I mean, it would just fall off. There's not really anything to hook it onto. Even like this part here, like the little hole for the rivet, it doesn't really like want to get in there. So yeah, that won't really work, but I wasn't expecting it to. I'm not complaining. Everything just looks really, really cool. Look at even the engine. The engine is a rock too. That's funny. Does not have his headlights, of course. Well, he would only have one either way. Uh-oh, that's not good. I keep dropping cars. I did that yesterday, whenever that was, last week, I think, with Ryan Inside Laney, the Glow Racer. I gotta stop doing that because I keep doing these videos in the morning, so I'm still a little bit tired by the time, I'm recording them. But, whatever. He's fine. He didn't chip up, so we're all good. It is funny, though. If he would have chipped up, then it would have been just like this one, which has a chip. Actually, no, I guess not. It must have been my other Cave Mater mini racer. One of them I know had a chip, and it was right in the front area. But yeah, I guess it was the darker one. There's like two different versions of Cave Mater as a mini racer, and I have no idea why. I do want to show you him next to the big one, though, now. Now that we have both, might as well compare the two. Very, very cool. Obviously, once again, just like I said with the West Philanopus, now looking at, them side by side, it's like, wow, how did I ever have this one for that long? And, not complain about it, because now it's just like, this one is just such a step up. So it just looks kind of funny now having them next to each other, even though, this one's all right. Just like a lot less detail that I wouldn't have really noticed if I didn't have this one right next to it now. You know what I mean? Like, I honestly thought this one looked good. But now looking at them side by side, it's like, it's a night and day comparison. Yeah, definitely. I mean, even the eyes are quite a bit different, but I don't know why that is exactly. Might be a slightly new expression, but I don't know. Either way, definitely a cool Mater. I hope that you guys did enjoy this review. I know it was a, slightly shorter one, but I don't have too much else to say. This is definitely a cool Mater, though. I would pick him up if I saw him in a store, because you never know, he could definitely become rare. And yeah, hopefully we'll get some more Cars on the Road Maters eventually from Mattel. Super Speed Mater, that'd be pretty cool. Mad Scientist Mater, definitely would be nice. Even Gravedigger Mater from the B-movie episode as well. That would be also very cool. Let me know what Cars on the Road Mater you want next, though. Thank you as always for watching. Hope that you did enjoy. And I'll see you next time right here on the Cars Garage.